Okay, so we got a new feature on NotebookLM, and with this new feature, we can generate some high quality video that is not only very good to be used for learning, but also it is engaging. So previously we can only generate some static videos, but now we can generate a video that is basically more fluid. It has some emotion. There could be some elements moving from one point to another, and sometimes you can even see some motion graphics, and this will usually ensure the movement to be more accurate and precise, and this feature is called cinematic mode. So this is very different than the basic slideshow video that we have been using on NotebookLM for I think about 5 to 6 months, which is great, but it's kind of static. It is not very engaging. So if you want to make the video to be more engaging and more interesting to watch, then I think this is a great feature to use. So let me show you how you can actually turn your documents, research, notes, or anything into a video like this using NotebookLM. And also there are a few things that I guess you need to know when you are using this feature. So first, you can navigate to NotebookLM. This is, for example, the website version, and just make sure that you are subscribed to either Google AI Pro or Google AI Ultra Plan subscription, because only in these two plans you can generate or use the cinematic mode to generate a video. So let's say in this example, I'm going to be using perhaps this smartphone night sky photography tips and tricks. So that's a notebook that I'm going to use, and after that you can click this button that says video overview. And there you go. So we got a new format called cinematic. Now, right here, down here, you can tell AI about perhaps the style, the thing that you want to see on the video, and some perhaps the angle or the main key takeaways, etc. You can basically direct AI on how it should create the video. And after that, you can click the generate button and wait for anywhere between 10 minutes all the way to 60 minutes. So from my testing, it usually consumes about 20 to 40 minutes of time to just generate one 5-minute video. So yeah, it is way slower than the basic video format, but usually the result is a lot more engaging because there are some movements on the scene. And also I believe it is not using just the video model. Like for example, this is a motion graphics. This is not a video that was created using, like, let's say the Veo 3 model. I think that was using a sort of SVG animation, and it is actually true because in the announcement Google mentioned that they are using Gemini 3, which is the large language model that they use in the Gemini platform. They also used Nano Banana for image generation, for just static image, and then of course the Veo 3 to generate a more dynamic video. So they are using not only one model but 3 models to generate a more cinematic looking video in NotebookLM. So that's actually very interesting, and that will make the video to be less boring. And I think you can use this material perhaps in a classroom, in an office environment for presentation, or perhaps you can use it yourself to learn perhaps a new concept. Anyway, this process might take quite a while, so I'll just skip a while and I'll show you the final result of the cinematic video of this topic. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so it took about 40 to 50 minutes to generate this one video, so I hope it is worth it. Anyway, let me just play the video for you, and I'll just give you a quick 20-second preview of this video generation.
In the commercials, you buy a $1,000 flagship smartphone, point it up at the night sky, and suddenly you are an astronomer. You expect to walk into your backyard and effortlessly capture a shot like this, a massive glowing Milky Way stretching across the dark.
Okay, this is moving, but I think this is still a static image, but they just make it to be moving. So it is not an animation, it is not a video, it is not using a video model. So I think this is just a picture that happens to be moving. Now let me just continue until we see something that's basically moving.
To get anywhere close to that, your phone relies on computational photography. Instead of taking one single picture,
okay, so this one is, I think it was created using a video model, using the Veo 3 model. So I think that's the case here.
The internal AI shoots dozens of frames.
Yep, I would say, yeah, that was created using the Veo model. But I took the liberty to create another video. So this is a different topic. It is talking about black holes, and this one I specifically told AI that I want the background, I want the style to be mostly dark, and I want to see black holes more often in the video, and this is the result. And honestly, I haven't watched this video, so this is going to be my first reaction watching this. So anyway, let me just play this.
Look closely at these stars. They are moving at millions of miles per hour.
Okay, this is the black hole, and definitely this was created using the VO3 model. Okay, let me just continue.
In a frantic, impossibly tight orbit around an invisible center point. The object in the middle is massive enough to command these stars, yet it emits no light. A common misconception suggests these objects act like cosmic vacuum cleaners, pulling in all surrounding matter. In reality, black holes follow the bit, unaffected by the change in the sun's composition.
Okay, this is an example of, I would say, a code animation. Remember, Google is using the Gemini 3 model, and that model can be used to generate an SVG animation. I actually have talked about that multiple times on my channel. It can generate some animation from codes, and given how accurate and how precise it is definitely using a code. It is not using an AI model for video generation, so that's why it can be so precise. Now, one thing that you need to know, actually there are a few things that you need to know here, is that first, there is a limit on how many times you can generate a video using the cinematic mode in a NotebookLM. So for me, since I'm using the Pro variation of Google AI subscription, as far as I know, I can only generate 2 videos a day. So that's not a lot. But even that, it's just my observation, because Google is not exactly known for their consistency at the limit, or on how many times or how many credits you can use or you can consume in a single day. So it's not very clear. So maybe in a good day I can create more than that, but so far I can only generate 2 videos in a day. If you subscribe to the ultra variation, I think you can generate even more videos. Now, another thing that you need to know is this is not perfect. Remember, it is AI, and also it mentioned that it is using the Nano Banana model, and that model, even though it is very good, it's not perfect. Like, you will see some weird things happening on the visual, like the elements, the people, or maybe the object. It just doesn't make any sense. One example here is perhaps this one where I noticed someone seems to be holding a sort of a gun, I believe. Maybe not this one. Let me try maybe this. Yeah, someone should be holding a camera, and yet what I saw was more like a gun than a camera. So I think it was, oh, this one. So, okay, let me just play the video again. It was, okay, this one. So this is supposed to be a camera, but this is almost like AR-15 stock, so I'm not quite sure why it just added up here in this particular video, even though I think it's very different. Camera and a gun is very different, but somehow I noticed this weirdness when creating a video. So that's one thing to know, and it is always a good idea to double check everything, especially if you're planning to use the video as a material that later you can use on your projects like presentation, or perhaps you want to publish the video on YouTube. Always double check that you want to make sure that it is as accurate as possible, because AI is not exactly free from hallucination today. So always make sure that the video from NotebookLM is as accurate as possible. But other than that, that's basically how you can generate a video using the new cinematic mode on a NotebookLM. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.